I know you're somewhere. I'm trapped in.
Greetings, my strong cubs. As you know, I did promise to do an update BTS reading for the next 3 months, which is July, August, and September. So I've done that. Today is June 30th. Today is Sunday, June 30th. So I'm going to get started on BTS's career path reading. Remember to follow me on Twitter, on Tumblr at The Lines and Tarot. Also, shoot me an email at thelinesandtarot@yahoo.com if you want to inquire about how to purchase your own personal reading. So let's get started. We're actually, for change, going to start off with things that BTS will not be able to change in the next few months, within the next few months. And to be honest, their key problem that they're not going to be able to change is their communication. They're not going to be able to change how they communicate with each other. They're not going to be able to change the conversations that they're going to be having in the upcoming months. It seems like there's some big things that are going to be happening towards the end of these months. And it starts off, I'm going to read these cards in an order that makes a clear sentence, okay? So the top line, we do have Cancer, Mercury, the first house, and the 11th house. And so for the top line, it's communicate your feelings about who you are and freedom, okay? And so for the things that they cannot change, I feel like there's going to be, within these 3 months, a clear communication, a clear verbalization of someone or maybe multiple people of wanting to be truly who they actually are and not finding that freedom within the group. Not talking about leaving, but just generally, and not finding that freedom, not probably within the group, but as a celebrity. Not finding that freedom at all. Okay. The next line is attitudes from the past about, or analyze attitudes from the past about your desires and associations. Okay, so again, this conversation is going to be about someone who's kind of really realizing who they are, who they were, what they want now, and who they're trying to achieve that with, and the people they're around. Okay? The last line is let your mind tell you how to use your intuition and your actions with and around, and I think to communicate to your circle of friends. Okay, and just so we have a little clarity of these cards and what they look like. Okay, so the topics, that's kind of what, their biggest hurdle that they're not overcoming in the next few months, or the things that they cannot change, is that this is going to be about their communication, how they communicate with each other, how they understand each other. Let me see if this light looks better. How they communicate with each other, how they understand each other. The forces in the hand, the forces beyond your control intervene. But it's really like they're not going to be able to stop this conversation from being had. It actually starts with the Sphinx. Choose your words carefully. True feelings are masked. Love, true love, and fidelity. Earth, utilize logic, reason, and common sense. Forces beyond your control intervene. So this is a conversation coming up within the next few months that they had been needing to have. And it really depends on how this conversation goes, how they communicate it, if this is one particular person, or if this is multiple of them. But they're going to have to be very careful on how they approach whatever this is, whatever the storm that is coming. they're going to have, what's going to happen is they are going to be revealing who they truly are. Just how, what does it say? Yes, your feelings communicate who you are, and this is what comes out. The Harley Quinn, the feelings of the true feelings are masked. Love, fidelity, earth, using logic and reason to and common sense, and this being out of the hands of us, out of the hands of possibly them. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. Um, this may be a very big conversation that's going to be coming up for BTS. Oh, okay, so I'm going to move on to July. So for July, I did choose an overall energy card, and the overall energy is Ace of Pentacles, and the stone for this for the month of July for them would be malachite. I'm always rewarded for all I do. Oh, the sun changed. Hold on. Looks ashy. I can't help it, guys. Um, but so what's going on is, again, it's something where, BTS is very popular. So they're going to have more things coming to them, probably out of a new brand of watches that's going to BTS watches or something, or some sort of business deal that's going to come out for them, possibly a new line of clothing or toys or something that is going to come out. It's a business deal. It could be talk of a comeback, but they do have new business opportunities that are going to be coming forth in the month of July. The energy of July is learn or teach spirituality to ultimately experience your ideas. Be positive about trusting your psychic knowledge of the short-term thinking and trips. I don't. It doesn't form perfect sentences, but I'll make sense of it at the end. Grow and expand, resulting from indecision of or about who or what is around you. Okay, again, this kind of relates back to the first cards we went through about what they can't change. So there is growth and expansion that's going to be coming within the next few months. And some people are going to be contemplating the people that they choose around them, that they choose to have around them. They're not sure about it. These are the cards for Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, the zodiac sign Pisces, and then the third house. So being positive about trusting your knowledge of short-term thinking and short trips, I think it's really like about whomever, may it be multiple or one. It's like, think positively about the decisions that you're coming to. I think it's also trusting yourself when, even if what your idea is a short-term result. Be okay with that, because I feel like whatever decisions that may be coming in the next few months are going to be final decisions. So it's like, be comfortable with the decisions that you're going to make, trust the decisions that you're going to make. And beginning of the month, of course, it's learn or teach spirituality to ultimately experience your ideas. And I think that's also kind of just new styles and new forms of promoting to fans, because I pulled some other cards earlier and I decided to use a different deck, but I do feel like later on in the month they're also going to have a comeback that actually may not be favorable to the public. But the energetic card that comes out for them after this, talking about their learning to teach spirituality and ultimately experience your ideas, the energetic card that comes out at the end, oh, you can't see it, sorry, is your abilities will be enhanced. So if they're concerned in the month of July about how to go about doing business, if they're concerned about how to go about having another comeback or what they want to go for, I think the path that they need to follow is something that they need to think about a lot. I also, again, I keep feeling like somebody, probably Tay, probably more of them now, is thinking about going back to their roots. But it's something that they would have to really sit and think about for a while. Okay? So the tarot that I got for this. Yeah, back to their roots. This was reversed, sorry. This was reversed. I can't. Okay, so anyway, so we have the Chariot, the Four of Cups, the Knight of Cups, Swords, Two of Swords, and Ten of Pentacles. And I definitely think there is a contemplation of going back to their older style of music. But I do see like there's disagreements. There are people who want to go backward and there are people who want to go forward. Okay? That's how I put it. And if it's the entire group that wants to go and do more of older style, there is still a force that's kind of against that. Okay. Either way, I feel like there is going to be a sort of compromise for, let's say, the next album. There may be a compromise that still will lead them to success for the month of July. Or maybe if it's a single or a few singles that may be released in July. I don't know. Whatever they're working on, it's going to be successful in the month of July. Like it, and it could be more of like ideally from their point of view, even if it's not something that's successfully received by the public, it to them they're like, this is going to be successful. This is going to work. Okay? But I do see some sense of compromising in the month of July for them. We also have Day and Night, Sleeping Beauty's Dream, and The Observer. Again, it's kind of like there's two different sides here that want two different things, and these things are completely polar opposite. Like I said, someone wants someone wants the past, someone wants the future. As this card implies, someone wants day, another wants night. And so I do see them having to come to a compromise that works well for them. And that's where the Ten of Pentacles comes in at the end. So it's the beginning is the confusion and the learning, the teaching, the finding common ground. It's the Ace of Pentacles. By the end, we're hitting the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So that is the fulfillment. We also have Sleeping Beauty's Dream and The Observer. Again, so after they've come to their agreement, all they're going to do, they're just going to have to let it out and see what becomes of it. If this is a project, musically or not, that's kind of what's going on for them in the month of July. If it may be a project, a concert, it could be honestly just something that's more of within the group, but that's for July. Okay. So for August, we have the Magician. That is the leading energy for August. We're now working on it. Okay. It seems like projects are now, they're being handled. It says I manifest perfectly what I desire. So they're working on things. They're getting busy. Or attempting to get busy. Let's see. Let me start with the houses that come out. I'm sorry. So we have Uranus. We actually had two planets come out, Uranus, Mars, then we had Sagittarius, and then last we had the seventh house. So we have stir up the situation by using energy insights to understand and balance. Okay. So let's stir up the situation by using or energizing, stirring up situations by trying to see and understand what is needed to balance the group out, to balance what they want out. Like I said, it seems like this project or whatever is coming up within the next months is something that everybody's not necessarily agreeing on. The next line says, be open to new ideas about, also confront the wisdom of cooperation. Okay. So again, it's kind of a push and pull. So this goes from July all the way to August. This push and pull about either a new album or whatever this project is. I don't know if they're coming back within the next 3 months. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Sorry, my sister's coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. The last line is invent a way to force yourself to or resulting from understanding of your partners. I know it doesn't make a perfect sentence, but saying it in a way that you guys can understand, it's like force yourself to invent a way to understand your partners. So they're still in a stage of disagreements, even though they know they have to compromise. In July, they know they're going to have to compromise. But in the month of August, when they're actually having to create, when they're actually putting their pen to the paper, when they're actually putting their word to it, they're back at having disagreements. Okay? So the energy cards that come out for this, or the fortune cards that come out for this, is the Oracle. Seek wisdom and guidance from elders. The Caduceus, if I'm saying that right. You will receive news from afar. The Black Cat, your luck will change soon. And the Gate, a barrier keeps you from your goal. So guys, it is like this blockage. They're back to disagreeing. I don't know what to really tell you guys. It's still a block. I don't know what this news from afar is going to come from. We're gonna see for the next month. But the luck changes. The luck changes when this news from afar comes through. And then it seems like opportunities are going to be blocked. So let's get into that. We have Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands. I believe this was in reverse. The Empress in reverse. Two of Coins in reverse. Five of Swords, and Nine of Swords. So, oh snap! The Ace of Wands and the Empress. Ooh, okay. Alrighty, so BTS is going to be fighting towards the end of July to sort of keep their image and title. Running out of ideas and creativity. I don't know if this Empress is this woman, but usually the Wands and the Empress together would indicate a pregnancy, but they're both reversed. This could still indicate a relationship with a woman, or someone coming out to talk about having a relationship with the members. Two of Coins is reversed. This is almost like also someone taking, possibly taking more than they've given, or someone kind of throwing the whole group out of whack. The Five of Swords is here as a betrayal. The Nine of Swords is here to talk about kind of like anxiety on whether they should move or not, or, kind of trying to figure out what decisions to make after whatever this is happens. Yeah. My home is my castle. Change of Seasons and Lorelai. Lorelai is a good ending, but it's My Home, My Castle, and Change of Seasons is kind of like what you knew, what you've had is now changing. It's now something, it's abruptly changing. And I think one of these cards, yes, Your luck will soon change. Change of seasons. You will receive news from afar. My home is my castle. It is definitely something or someone foreign, possibly. Let's see, guys, because I think, you know, where we're ending up heading. Y'all know where we ended up heading. We about to head to. Let me clear this off, and we're going to get into the very last month. So, guys, the very last month, September, seems to be when all hell possibly breaks loose. Because the top card that we have is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune says we just don't know what's going to happen. Things are going to change. It may be it may be positive, it may be negative, but, only time will tell. It's upright, so it's possibly, a happy ending may come from it, but we'll see. So we have Pluto, Taurus, and the sixth house. Resurrect resources to maintain service to others. Get to the heart of the practicality of what is good for us. Do or die, you must resulting from the productivity of your work. I'm going to make it make sense. Resurrect resources to maintain service to others. I think that's more of an advice of remembering or go back to how you were able to help and aid possibly the group. Go back to, again, kind of this rooting, this grounding that they need. Is kind of go back to how you used to solve problems. And that's how I see it. The next line is get to the heart of the practicality of what's good for us. And that is the discussion, the big discussion. What is good for the group? That is the discussion that they need to have. What is the best way for the group to thrive? And it has to be practical. And then the last is the finality of do or die. You must. And you, my throat, sorry. You must find a way to be productive with your hard work. You must find a way that is going to be productive and help everyone who's put hard work into whatever may be coming within the next 3 months. You have to find a way that everyone is going to be successful and everyone is going to thrive. So that's kind of the big energy behind that last month. We're back to having these very intense discussions about what's the next step, because sis is coming. The maiden. A new relationship blossoms. Seduction, passion, and romance await. The queen, love and prosperity. Heir, seek union of mind and spirit. So she did show up again in this reading. I don't ever intend to read about her. She shows up. So Miss Thang is here, okay? 5 of coins. So it's it is a loss. Her coming is not a good thing. Yeah, her coming into the situation is not a good thing. The last is the 9 of Wands. I feel like if this scandal breaks out with this woman or this foreign artist, that I think BTS is going to be fighting to try to cover this up, to try to ease it over. It's definitely, I have a King of Swords. Who is air? Who has air elements? It could be someone of air element. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Air. Air right here. King of Swords is air. That's why I was looking at it. Could be someone of air elements. So air has, let's see, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. I believe Jimin is a Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I believe he's a Libra. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't have time. I'm trying to end this before 30 minutes. Um, but yeah, this kind of deads that. BTS is going to try to defend him if it comes down to it being Jimin, um, having this scandal with the woman. BTS is going to try to defend him, and it's going to get very difficult for them to do that. Then I do see a sort of positive ending. Wait, I think this was reversed, actually. I believe that was reversed. Yeah, it's going to drain them. It's going to drain them. It probably will have them losing stock. I have no idea what's going to happen in September. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen at all. But it does look like there's going to be a lot of drama that happens in the month of September. Um, we just have to look and see what happens then. We're going to have to wait and see. But I think it may be involving Jimin and this woman who just continues to appear with the Queen of Wands in reverse, with the maiden, the seduction, the queen, and then this air sign. Um, I don't know what to say. No matter how many times I do a reading for BTS, she keeps coming up. So, I mean, let's wait. Let's see what happens in September. And I guess we could all have a discussion. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think is going to go down in September. How big of a scandal do you think this may be with Jimin and this woman if it happens? If it even happens in the first place, if no one picked up on it by now and somehow changed the future. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. What do you think is going to be the scandal between this woman? Is it just going to be a woman in general? Is it going to be Jimin Don knock somebody up? Like, what is it that's going to go down in September? All right, and until next time, thanks for tuning in, my strong cubs, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.